Hey everybody, it's Ron from Pick Dawgz, and this is Ron's Rundown. We're going to go over the MLB games scheduled for Thursday, September 26, 2024. And if you like what you see, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to put your baseball picks in the comments section below. And if you're looking for my best bets, including my daily rundown best bet in the MLB, you can find those at the premium picks tab at pickdawgz.com. There's also a link in the description. Alrighty, here we go. Here are the games for Thursday in Major League Baseball. First up, we have an afternoon game between the Brewers and the Pirates. We're going to see Mitch Keller and Aaron Savale on the mound. Now, I like the Brewers to win this game. You know, Savale has pitched pretty well with his new team, but we do know Savale gives up plenty of home runs throughout his career. That's been the issue, and he's given up at least one in his last 4 starts. When you look at the career matchups between Savale and the current Pirates hitters, one guy in the lineup has had some pretty good numbers against Savale, and that's Brian Reynolds. 2 home runs in 13 at-bats, so I think he'd be worth a look here for a home run prop, but I still think that the Brewers against Keller, who's struggling down the stretch this season, they have great numbers against him as well in terms of the career matchup, so give me the Brewers on the money line. Next up, the Kansas City Royals taking on the Washington Nationals. Michael Wacha and Patrick Corbin are your starters. Now, Patrick Corbin has been a little bit inconsistent recently. We saw him struggle in his last game. He does have a pretty good matchup in terms of the Royals really struggling against lefties in September. But while I think Corbin pitches okay, I don't think it's going to be enough for a win. I think the Royals do win this game. Obviously, a must-win game for them right now. I just think it's going to be a lower scoring game. I think Wacha pitches well. I think the Royals, kind of win like we saw in the beginning of this series, a low-scoring victory. So give me the under and the Royals. Next up, we see the Tampa Bay Rays taking on the Detroit Tigers. We got Reese Olson for Detroit, no official starter for Tampa Bay. We remember at the beginning of the season, Reese Olson was pitching really well for Detroit, but they just would never back him up in the run support department. And they lost a lot of his games early on. Now, you fast forward to this point in the year, he returns from injury, and all of a sudden the Tigers are a pretty good offensive team now. Their bullpen's also been pretty sturdy. So we see the Tigers, they've won his last 5 starts now. And including his first 2 games back from injury, I think he pitches pretty well. I think the Tigers win this game on the money line. I also think we see another rather low-scoring game in this one. The Rays have a pretty solid bullpen, but I like Detroit to win this game on the money line. Next up, the Angels and the White Sox. Tyler Anderson and Chris Flexen are your starters. We know the White Sox have struggled against lefties in 2024. That includes the month of September, where they're near the bottom of the league in OPS and isolated power. But Anderson is struggling quite a bit right now. You look at his last couple of starts. His last 2 games combined, 7 2/3, 10 total runs, 15 base hits, 3 home runs to go with it. So, the Angels are 1-4 in his last 5 games. And we know that Chris Flexen has been one of the least profitable pitchers in baseball, but he is trending upwards a little bit. His last game wasn't the best against the Padres, but that was a really tough matchup against a good lineup. Before that, he went a combined 11 innings, a 2-run ball, and 2 wins for Chicago against the Red Sox and the A's. So for me, the lesser of 2 evils, I'll lean towards the White Sox in this one on the money line. Next up, we see the St. Louis Cardinals and the Colorado Rockies from Coors Field, and we got the battle of the Kyles in this one, Kyle Gibson and Kyle Freeland. And I like the under in this game. We see a steep total because it's at Coors Field, and it makes sense that most hitter-friendly ballpark in baseball, but Freeland's pitched well at home this season, and throughout his career, he's got a lot of experience at Coors Field. And Kyle Gibson's actually got pretty good career numbers at Coors Field himself. He's got 12 1/3 innings of 3.65 ERA baseball. Only 5 strikeouts, though, is a little bit of a concern. I do like the Rockies to win this game on the money line, but I also like the under in this one. Next up, we see the Texas Rangers taking on the Oakland Athletics. Kumar Rocker and JT Ginn are your starters. I like the A's to win this game, the final game for them at the Coliseum as they're moving out of Oakland. This is definitely going to be an emotional game for the fans. Probably a nice home field advantage for the A's in this matchup. And I just think Kumar Rocker has a lot of potential, but I do think it's going to take him a little bit of time to become a really serious, viable option at the major league level. We saw his control was an issue in that last game against the Blue Jays. 4 walks and only 3 innings of work. I think, again, while you could say the same thing for him, he still has a little bit more work under his belt. 28 2/3 innings, 27 strikeouts. I think he's a better option. I think the A's win this game. They win their final game here at the Coliseum on the money line. Next up, the Orioles and the Yankees from Yankee Stadium. Great pitching matchup in this one. Corbin Burnes and Garrett Cole. Now, both these teams have already clinched their playoff spots, and the Yankees, of course, have won the AL East. So this game, not necessarily as important as we thought it could be, looking at it at the beginning of the season, but I still think we see a great pitching matchup and a low-scoring game. I like the under. I mean, Corbin Burnes, he was struggling a little bit, but now looks like he's back to form. His last starts, against a tough Tigers lineup, he pitched really well in both of those games, and it's never easy facing the same lineup twice in the same week. So, 14 innings of 15 strikeouts, shutout baseball, really impressive stuff. And the Yankees have not been anything special against righties in September. They're right around league average, honestly, in OPS. So I think that Burnes pitches well. Garrett Cole, we know he struggles against the Red Sox, but he's got great numbers against the current Orioles hitters in his career. I think he pitches well himself, and I think we go under the total. Next up, we'll go to Minnesota as the Marlins take on the Twins. We got Valente Belloso and David Festa on the mound. I'm going to go with the Twins here on the run line. We know it's been really ugly for Minnesota the last couple of weeks, but I still think they have a pretty nice advantage in this game. Festa's been pitching well. Belloso has not. He struggled in that last one. 3 runs through 2 home runs against Atlanta. It makes it 5 home runs in his last 3 starts and 8 home runs given up in his last 5 starts. So a lot of sharp contact. Give me the Twins in this one on the run line. And the final game we're to talk about for the Thursday card in Major League Baseball, the San Diego Padres and the Los Angeles Dodgers. Joe Musgrove and Walker Buehler are your starters. I'm rolling with San Diego in this one. We know Buehler has been very inconsistent this year. He finally had a pretty solid day in terms of strikeouts in his last start against the Rockies, but still gave up 4 earned runs and a home run in a 6-3 loss to Colorado as a big-time favorite. He has just he's just been off this season. I mean, a 5.63 ERA, 1-6 record. The control's been an issue, and I think the Padres get to him early. Musgrove's in good form for San Diego, so give me the Padres on the money line. And that's it. Those are the games for Thursday in baseball. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Put those baseball picks in the comment section below. Again, if you're looking for my best bets, you can find those at Pick Dawgz Premium. As always, this is Ron Romanelli. Good luck.